Hello guys, welcome to a new video. So as discussed in the last one, we're gonna discuss about OSI model in this one. So let's talk about OSI model. So before diving into like what it is and how is it useful and stuff, let's try to understand why do we need it in the first place. So why do we need OSI model? So OSI model is basically a standard that has been accepted worldwide for communication between computers or devices. And so let's say you have a laptop that wants to communicate in the network and wants to send a message to a mobile. So basically it's a standard that's accepted among all the devices, that this is the standard that we are going to use and we'll be communicating through this. It's somewhat similar. You can somewhat compare it to the language sort of a thing that we discussed in last video. Like with humans, if you want to talk to someone, you need to know their language, and that language becomes the standard of communication. Otherwise, it won't be possible for you to communicate without learning their language. So similarly for devices and stuff, if you want to talk, suppose let's say you have a laptop and it wants to talk to a mobile phone on via maybe the mobile phone is on some fiber network and you are on Wi-Fi or stuff or something like that. Everything is different, but what the standard does is it's called open system interconnection model. Open system because it takes something from the surroundings and gives something back to the surroundings, irrespective of whatever medium is coming from. Let's say it needs to be open. That's the basic purpose of it. Like it should not be dependent on where is it coming from and behave differently in some manner for that particular thing and stuff. And like if suppose let's imagine we have a mobile desktop, maybe something else that's connected to a Wi-Fi, but for every let's say every device has had a different standard or a different language that maybe let's say every device has a different standard. Then what your application would do is you have to write different code for communicating with the mobile. You have to write different code for communicating with the desktop, say, and there will be many sub cases of that. Let's say some mobile is connected on fiber wire, you have to write different logic for that. Some mobile is directly connected to Wi-Fi, you need to write different logic for that, and so on. Basically the medium and the device and everything. So what the open system does is it sets up a standard that these are the rules that you need to follow, and basically based on that your whole communication will take place, so that you don't have to worry about who you are trying to talk to or who you are trying to communicate with. You just need to send a message in a specified accepted standard so that it can be processed. So that's the purpose of it. And why do we need it? Like I said initially, if there wasn't a standard, you will have to write different logic for different devices for your application to run on all the devices. Like just imagine how disastrous that would be if you were to write different logic for every single device in the world, and every time a new device comes up you need to add a new scope of block to that your existing code base to extend the support for that device as well, because the standard is different for all the devices. So you'll be spending less time building the application, you'll be spending more time trying to make it run on all the devices. So that's what the standard is useful for, and that's how it helps. So another useful factor about OSI model is you can build the application without worrying about the communication. It's decoupled and it has its own layers, so you can innovate in these layers without really worrying about what's gonna happen next. So that's another advantage. Suppose you want to build something on application layer, you don't have to worry about all of this will be taken care of. Suppose you want to build something on the session layer, you don't have to worry about the rest of the layers. Those will be taken care of because it's a proper standard that is followed, and that's how these applications talk. So you can build separate applications on you can make separate innovations on separate layers, if you may say, and that's how it makes it possible to do so many different things on different layers without really worrying much about how it would support and how the device would react and stuff to whatever changes that has been made, because it has a input format, it has an output format. You do whatever you do in the middle, you just need to take care of those two things, and that's all. Rest of it will be taken care of automatically. So that that's it about why do we need the OSI model. Now, if we were to jump into the OSI model for now, I think the video is already a bit okay. So let's discuss what this means and what each of these layers do in the next video. Yeah, see you.